Wonderful.
Okay. Let's do this before everyone gets here and judges us.
All right,
Just
yeah,
kidding.
we're rolling. We are going.
Right.
Hi, everybody. We're joined here by yoga instructor Sasha MacDonald. And yeah, today we want to go over just a quick yoga flow, something I've been wanting to get into yoga for a little bit now. And I want something I can do easily in the morning or something, 20, 30 minutes max, something I will actually do. And, you know, Sasha's got something good prepped for us, so excited to get started. And Ben, roommate Ben over here. Hi, Ben.
Hi, everybody.
All right, so I want you to talk us through sort of what we got planned, and then like as we're doing it, like what we should be feeling in our, in our muscles and common mistakes, like you know what I mean. Just like talk us through it.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay. So we're gonna do like 5 minutes of an integration. So it usually starts in child's pose or like a seated position to get you into the practice, and then we'll go through sun salutation. So there's sun A, which is the first sun salutation, and we'll do that 3 times, and then sun B, and we'll do that 3 times, and then we'll cool down. So.
Perfect. Let's get started.
All right, let's get started. So we'll get started in child's pose. So splay your knees out and bring your toes to touch, and then reach all the way forward and ground your forehead down on the ground. So take deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Notice any parts of your body that feel stiff or dull. Maybe roll your forehead from side to side, massaging your third eye. Keep breathing. And for a more active child's pose, reach your hands out as far as they can go and ground your hips down. You'll feel the tension in your arms and your torso. Now, when you're ready, inhale up into tabletop. So stack your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. Place the tops of your feet down and gaze in between your hands to elongate your neck. Keep breathing. So we're going to do a cat-cow drill to loosen up the back. So on your next inhale, arch your back and gaze up like 2 to 3 inches above your line of sight. And keep breathing. And then on your exhale, curl your back so you're making like an upside down C, and press into all 10 fingers to really feel the tension in your shoulders. So then on your next inhale, come back to cow. Exhale, cat. Gaze back toward your thighs. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And use your breath to propel you.
Should my shoulders be shrugged or like back when you're in cat?
Not like artificially shrugged.
Yeah.
Like don't shrug them.
Yeah.
Just like let them kind of go with the movement. And then in this drill, you can do a number of things to like spice it up a little bit. So you can do circles with your hips, one way and then the other. And then you can also thread the needle. So come back to a neutral tabletop. Bring your right hand all the way up and gaze up at it. And then take a deep breath. And on your exhale, cross your arm underneath and plant your right cheek down. And with your left hand, you can either straighten it out like in child's pose, or you can bring it behind your back. So that's a really good shoulder stretch.
Mm-hmm.
And especially for sequences that focus on like twisting in the body, it's a good warm up for that.
Yeah, I like that.
So then when you come up to neutralize, bring your right hand back up and then come back to tabletop. You can take that on the left side too. Deep breath in and then exhale, cross over. And again, you can stay here for as long as you want. I recommend for most poses, it's 3 to 5 breaths. So inhale, exhale. All right, now plant your right hand down. Bring your left arm up. Come back to neutral tabletop. So now we're gonna get into downward facing dog. So take an inhale and curl your feet. And then exhale, rise up into downward facing dog. So ground your heels down, gaze back at your shins, breathe. Press into all 10 finger pads. Try to bring your torso closer to your legs and feel the stretch in your shoulders and your calves. And keep breathing. On your next inhale, gaze forward toward your hands and then hop, step, or jump to your feet to your hands. So your feet are right in line with your hands now. So this is ragdoll pose. In ragdoll, the goal is to relax. So bend your knees as much as they need to be bent. And you can grab for opposite elbows. Keep your hands low to the ground, or for a little bit of a shoulder and neck rinse, you can interlace your hands and bring them to the nape of your neck. Make sure in this pose that your head is relaxed and release any tension in your face and your jaw. Maybe sway back and forth. Take a deep breath in and let it out. Bring your hands down and toe heel your feet to touch. Now, with your next inhale, slowly rise up to stand, stacking vertebrae over vertebrae, with your head coming up last. So this is the point where you set your intention. You can keep your hands by your sides or bring them to prayer at your chest. So if you're doing this in the morning, think about an intention that you want for the day. It can be a word or a phrase or a dedication to someone. So whatever you want, just let it come to your mind. And then seal your intention with one breath. So together, we'll take a deep inhale and deep exhale. All right, so now we're gonna get into Sun A and Sun B. So drop your hands down. And first, we'll go into mountain pose. So take a deep inhale and reach your arms up high. We have some guests who are joining along with us. So try to straighten out your legs as much as possible, your knees. And then bring your pinkies together. Yeah, so this will open up your shoulders. Also knit your rib cage in. This will activate your core. And keep breathing. So on your next inhale, grab your left wrist with your right hand, reach up, and then bend over to the right side. So keep your feet grounded. Feel all four corners of both feet. Keep your head in between your hands, so don't turtle it forward or back. And keep breathing. Now inhale back to mountain pose. Exhale, we'll take that on the left side. So use your left hand now to pull your whole body over to the left side. Keep your hips neutral and breathe. Now inhale, mountain pose. And exhale, baby back bend. So squeeze your glutes, cactus your arms, and gaze up toward the ceiling. Squeeze your abs in. Open up your chest. Breathe. Inhale, back to mountain pose. Now exhale, forward fold. So bring your hands through heart center and come all the way down. Similar to ragdoll, but your feet are together. Now inhale, halfway lift. So place your hands at your shins or right above your thigh. Shift your weight so that it's in your toes instead of your heels. Create a 7 with your body. So your torso should be flat. Breathe here. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga. So this is what a lot of people say is like the vinyasa part of the vinyasa flow. So what you do is you plant your hands down, shoulder width distance, and get into a plank. So bring your feet out straight and then shift forward so that your weight's basically in your fingertips, and bend your elbows into your body. So that's high to low plank. This is low plank. And you can stay here for a couple breaths just to feel it in your abs, in your shoulders. And then on an inhale, come up to upward facing dog. So flip your toes. So the shoelace sides of your feet are touching the ground. And keep your shins and your thighs elevated.
So this isn't really like a restful position?
No.
Yeah, okay.
And this is not like cobra
Yeah.
or sphinx, no. It's an active position.
Okay, so embracing your core.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then on your next exhale, downward facing dog. So that is like a typical sun A. So we're gonna do that 2 more times, breath to movement.
So I see your toes are up. Is that what you do, or you try to get your heels down?
Yeah, try to get your heels down as much as you can.
Not to correct the instructor.
I know, oof, I'm rusty. Okay. So inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, hot half moon to the right. There you go. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, hot half moon to the left. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Remember, shift forward before going down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Flip your feet. Exhale, downward facing dog. Maybe pedal out your dog. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. We'll take that one more time, breath to movement. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Nice, Matt.
Thank you.
Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Rise up. Exhale, hot half moon to the right. And if you want to make this a little bit harder, you can cross your left foot over your right. There you go. Inhale, back to mountain. Exhale, hot half moon to the left. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog.
So when you're doing this, are you supposed to put your hips like as high as your butt as high as you
hike your
can?
hips up high.
So it's kind of like a hamstring stretch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you should also feel it in your calves.
In your calves, definitely.
Yeah. All right, deep breath in. Deep breath out. Okay, now we're gonna get into sun B. So inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, neutralize your spine. Exhale, forward fold. So listen for the change. Inhale, chair pose. So sink your hips down and raise your arms up high, similar to mountain pose. So pinkies in. Imagine you're sitting in a chair. So weight should be in your heels. Your knees should not go over your toes.
Okay. And you'd go 90 degrees if you're awesome?
Yeah.
Okay.
And squeeze your thighs together to activate your legs. Squeeze your core in. Neutral gaze. Keep breathing. So, inhale. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. So sweep your arms back. Palms should be facing the ground. And if you want an extra challenge, you can raise your heels for drinking bird. So this is a little bit of a balance challenge. I recommend for all balance challenges, you pick a spot and gaze at it. That always helps me. Now inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. This is where the fun starts. So inhale, three-legged dog. Raise your right leg high. Make sure your hips are squared. Try to straighten out your right leg as much as possible. Keep breathing. Inhale, exhale, low lunge. So place your right foot squarely in between your hands. Gaze down at the ground. Square your hips. And get ready to rise up. On your next inhale, rise up to crescent lunge. Now stiletto your back heel, like that, Matt. And imagine your hips are two headlights on a car, so make sure they're like facing forward. Knees should be directly stacked over your foot, so 90-degree angle. Arms up. Keep breathing here. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. So spin open. Your feet should be perpendicular. So if you put your feet together, they should make a T. And you want to gaze over your middle finger. Imagine.
This down?
Yeah. Imagine a marionette is like pulling you up, so your whole body should be straightened and pulled up. Beautiful, Ben. Core in. Keep breathing. Now inhale, reverse warrior. So flip your arm and bring it up and gaze up at it. Keep your lower body in the same position and either place your left hand down at your thigh, or you can take a half bind and cross it behind your back. Nice. And keep breathing here. So inhale, exhale, extended side angle. So reach forward and then tick-tock your arms to 6 and 12 and gaze up at your left hand. Feel the stretch here. Make sure that your side body is peeled so it's not touching your right thigh. Yeah, good. So now inhale, reverse triangle. So the difference between reverse warrior and reverse triangle is one thing, and it's just that your front foot is straight. So it's the same thing. Reach your right arm high. Keep breathing. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. So spin your hands down. Come back to low lunge. Bring your right leg back and high to low plank like you did in Sun A. Down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we'll take that now on the left side. So inhale, three-legged dog. Reach your left leg high. Still gaze forward. Breathe here. Exhale, low lunge. Left foot in between your hands. Ground your hands down. Gaze 2 to 3 inches out in front of you. Inhale, crescent lunge. So rise up. 90-degree angle with your knee and your foot. Keep breathing. Inhale. Exhale, open up. Warrior two. Nice bend. So you want to make sure that, your torso is right in between both legs. Peel your left leg out so that your knee is like in line with your middle toe. And breathe here. Now reverse warrior. Left arm up. Right hand on your thigh or half bind. Maybe sink into it. 1 more inch. Keep breathing. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. So reach forward and then tick-tock your arms to 6 and 12. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, chaturanga. High to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Now we're gonna do that 2 more times, both sides, breath to movement. And this is really where you generate heat in your body at this point of the flow. So inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Sink down. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. Maybe drinking bird. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, three-legged dog on the right side, right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, high to low plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now we'll take that on the left side. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two, spin open. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. And if you want a little bit of a challenge, you can do what's called an ekapada. So hover your left leg or right leg, whatever side you're on, high, and take it with one leg. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, we're gonna do that one more time, breath to movement.
All right, cooking.
Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, chair with airplane arms or drinking bird. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, three-legged dog on the right. Exhale, low lunge.
Folks, so we're in the house right now. My battery exploded on us and we didn't get to finish the flow. But we've got Ben here today. He's going to take us through a little cool down. So Ben, all right, we didn't have a really good leave off point, but take us through a nice little couple-minute cool down to get us set for the day.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, I'm not too sure where we were at in the last movement, but find yourself in a seated position. That's kind of always a good way to ground your movement and your flow. And what you're going to want to do is somehow get yourself into a lying down position. What I like to do is, uncross my legs, whatever seated position you're in, and then very slowly lower yourself onto the ground, right? So you can kind of incorporate some ab movements into this. And if you want to hold your legs up, you totally can, but this is all about slowing down the practice and coming to a restful space. So I typically like to, vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly lower myself onto the ground and come into a resting position. Everybody's favorite position being Shavasana. So what we're gonna do here to kind of round everything out is we're gonna lift our right leg up and we're gonna pull it in. So knee to chest. You don't have to pull it too tight right now. I just kind of move through your hip, get any of those last minute micro movements out, squeeze in one more, and then using your left hand, you're gonna push your right knee over your body. So try and get that knee onto the ground while keeping your right shoulder also on the ground. So one way that I like to do this is by looking down the tips of my right hand. If you're here or if you're a little bit off the ground, that's totally okay. Just do your best to have both of those contacts on the ground. And we're going to sit here for about 2 or 3 breaths, whatever breath pattern works best for you. And remembering on the inhale, trying to reach a little bit further, push that shoulder down, maybe that knee down more. On the exhale, sink into that feeling. So inhale is stretching a little bit more. Exhale is really sinking into that, noticing the sensations in your body. And once again, this is a movement to slow us down, so feel free to close your eyes. And then once you feel good on this end, after a quick flex check, go ahead and pull that knee back up. We're going to once again squeeze it in and then let it go, noticing the difference between your right leg and your left leg, and then repeating this process. So pulling the left leg up, giving it a nice squeeze. Feel free to move it around a little bit. You can think about maybe making some circles here, and then using your right hand, pulling that left knee over your body. If you hear a spine crack, that's okay. It's natural. And as you can see, for me, I have less flexibility on this side, and that's totally okay. So my left knee is not all the way on the ground. My right shoulder, or my left shoulder is a little bit closer from the ground too. So wherever you're at in your practice, just appreciate the movement that your body can provide for you, and take some time to recognize the strength that you've been able to showing up today. And for simplicity's sake, we'll kind of just keep this moving, remembering to focus on your breath here. But once you do stay for a few breaths, we're going to bring that back and then pull the knee in again. Lower that down, taking a moment now to remember where you felt at the start of your practice and where you are now. And then to get us back into our seated position, we're going to go ahead, pull both of our knees in. Squeeze, 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 tighten to a ball as hard as you can. I rock back and forth here, typically massage your lower back. This was really good. I have back pain, so this is nice. And then you can also do some kind of like forward and back movements into your practice here. And then eventually you'll build up some of that momentum to get back to your seated position. And you're more than welcome to stay here. I like to put a block under my sitting bone and then close down the eyes and bring your focus back to your breath. One thing I like to remember is keeping your spine straight through imagination of a balloon, pulling your head up. So maintaining that good posture while regulating your breath. And that's it.
Let's go. Wait, are we setting intentions for the day?
We can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that what you also do? You end with like a statement, maybe?
True. I wasn't sure how much you want to go into that. Yeah.
I like that.
Sweet, yeah. So once you get into your seated position with your beautiful posture and your eyes closed, you'll take some time to appreciate, as I mentioned earlier, the amount of work your body has put into this practice and all the struggles that you might have faced while holding certain poses, the pain you might have felt while stretching or finding yourself in resting positions, and taking those thoughts and wondering to yourself, how can you persevere through that in the week to come? You know, what is the intent you're going to set? How are you going to overcome obstacles and accomplish your goals today using those same principles that we found today in practice of leaning into what you already are familiar with and what your body can do, and also challenging yourself a little bit more, finding the fundamentals like breathing, feeling the pain, engaging with that, and pushing through to kind of work through your successes and your failures.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Yes, sir. Woo! Flex check. There we go. That's a wrap, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Stay nimble.